So, we got a new microphone for our camera for our GoPro Hero 5. And we were really excited to try this out on this latest adventure to Richland Chambers. We're going to do some night fishing. And when we got home, we had an awesome night. We did. We caught a lot of fish. Lily had a blast. We all had a great night. When we got home after the probably took a nap and got some coffee in our systems, I went out and discovered when I put the video in my software to do some editing just to see what we got, I realized very quickly we had no audio with the video. Man, I was really let down. I'm not gonna lie. I was just really distraught about the whole ordeal. But I guess maybe I was still tired, and I'm just like, whatever, you know. And I discussed it with my wife, and we quickly discovered the problem was you have to turn the GoPro on a different way. You cannot just push the capture like instant record and start recording. It will record video, but it doesn't power up. There's an external mic adapter that GoPro sells, and it doesn't power that up when you turn the camera on that way. So you actually have to hit the power button on the side, power it up. That powers up the microphone module, we'll call it, and then you can hit record. Well, we basically recorded a whole night of video not knowing that, so we have no audio in this video. And so I purchased a separate microphone, and we're going to do some voiceovers and just see how this goes. We're going to just kind of watch along with you guys, and we're going to input our own audio. The most positive thing about this is it's teaching us another lesson. We will not let that happen again, and thankfully it wasn't like a huge event that's only once in a lifetime, you know, like a wedding or a graduation or you know, whatever. There's a multitude of things. You know, it was just a night of fishing, although a great one. So anyways, we're going to move forward. Lily's going to hop on here and record what she was saying or describe the events that are taking place. I know I'm rambling on as I tend to do. So let's get started with the video. Thanks for watching. All right. So Lily's with me now, and we're adding to the very end of this first clip. So Lily, in this clip, we're driving to the lake. We are heading to our adventure. Do you have any words for us?
I was ready to go, and I couldn't wait, and I just knew there was something that was fun ahead of us.
That's right. There was something fun. Just a quick overview. So, years ago, we used to do this, and we used to take our boats and go out at night, and I mean like 10 years ago. And so this is the first time that we have done it in a long time. We weren't sure what to expect, but this used to be an awesome way to catch fish. You know, they just they hang out in these lights under these boat docks. White bass, hybrid, some largemouth bass. It's just a fun way to catch them. And we've spent the night on the boat before, although it wasn't this boat. And you just pull up in a nice shallow area, anchor down, have your sleeping bags. And so Lily actually came up with this idea. We were driving home from another lake one evening, and take it away. What was your idea, Lily?
I was like, let's spend the night on a boat. It's probably going to be fun, like, you know? I mean, getting in a sleeping bag on the water. It's just kind of fun to do that.
Yeah, and catching fish is always fun. So putting those two together it just seemed like a win-win situation. So we made it to the lake where in this video clip we are just launching the boat, pulling away from the marina. It's a beautiful evening, as you can tell. It's calm, and we are very excited, anticipating a good night of fishing. Do you have anything to add?
We just couldn't wait to fish and catch a lot, because fish is one of our favorite foods. It's it's just so good how it tastes, and you don't have to go to the grocery store. It's free food, especially this lake.
That's the best part. You don't have to
Yes.
go to the grocery store. That's right. I mean, you got a whole 40,000 acres of grocery store out there. So we don't keep a lot of fish. We'll keep certain species. Crappie's one of them. White bass is another. They seem to really reproduce fast, and we certainly respect the resource, the natural resource. Obviously, we don't keep any more than we're supposed to. We measure them. Make sure they're good, healthy fish that are worthy of cleaning and frying them up. So I'm just showing right here on the graph this huge hump that I always remember. So you launch the boat, and right before you get out of this cove, there's this huge hump. And I mean, the water goes from, you can tell, like 27 foot, and it just comes up to 5 real rapidly, like that's just a bowl back there. And I'm just kind of replaying things, and right now I'm taking it all in and just kind of refamiliarizing myself with the lake and how it's laid out and areas that we want to fish, because once darkness sets in, it's a little tougher to navigate around. There are some trees out there that you want to be careful of. So that's what I'm doing right now, is just kind of taking all the scenery in, and there is a ton of scenery. This is probably one of my favorite lakes on Texas. It's beautiful. It's a big lake. There's all the houses are just nice, real nice yards and landscaping. And someday, Lily, we are going to have a house on this lake. Your mom doesn't believe me, but we will have one. You'll probably be out of the house by that point. So you'll be coming to visit us at our lake house.
Well, I might just have my own house there.
Hey, that'd be even great. That'd be even better. I like that idea as well. You might have one right next door to us.
Yeah.
Or we might have one right next door to you.
Well, I'm being by the lighthouse because they were a lighthouse over there. Oh, and I love lighthouses.
Yeah, there is. There is a lighthouse, and we'll put a still photo up of it. I think I don't know if we got it on camera, but I know one of us, either Angel or I, took a picture of it, and we'll put that up on there as well. I don't know how long this video is going to end up being, because we're already 7 minutes into it, and we are just getting started. So this thing might end up being a 2-part series, because it is such a long. We recorded a lot of video that night, and I don't know how good the ones at night. The video at night is going to be a challenge to be able to see everything. I'll do my best at editing to where we can see, maybe with some light. But I'm new at this, so I don't know how good I'll get it. If I don't get it good, then it won't be as long, because we're launching at this point. Gosh, it's probably around. Let's see if it tells me here on the time. Yeah, it was about 6 o'clock, 6:30, judging by the sun, and so we didn't have a whole lot of evening left. It might have been later than that, Lily. It might have been 7 or 7:30 by this point.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it might have
We
been.
stayed up to, probably 2.
We did stay up till 2. Yeah, we stayed up late. Yeah.
And we had to go home at 5 because the weather wasn't looking so good.
Yeah, so we definitely were trying to dodge some storms that might have started the early the next morning. So here we are, making a supper on the boat. Lily's got herself a pizza.
Oh, yeah.
I'm eating a chicken salad sandwich, and just uploading some calories for a long night. And man, it was good. We're just sitting about 50 foot of water right now, just waiting to get started. You can see all of our gear just scattered about, yeah. So now we are just starting to get on some fish. Pulled up to the first, one of the first boat docks, and I was able to take the live scope and see some white bass just stacked out in the front of that thing. Just looked like a Christmas tree. It was so many light. That's what it reminds me of, the Christmas tree with lights, because you just see all these orange glowing little balls of, well, they're fish is what they are. They're moving around, and so that's what they are. the live scope, I cannot brag enough about how effective it was during this fishing trip. Also, with the culmination of the trolling motor with spot lock, as you can see at this time, I don't even have the trolling motor in the water because it was pretty calm that night to start out with. It did get a little windier as the night progressed, but I was very easily able to just hit spot lock and just stay just right on target and cast and until I was ready to move off. And so that's the first of many fish. The second one that you're going to see, I handed off to her, and it ended up being a little hybrid, probably, I don't know, 3, maybe 2.5, 3 pounds. But it was the first one for her. And, man, I really wish we could hear her expressions. She's just, I don't do her justice. I mean, that girl, you put her on a camera, and she just, actually anytime, that girl is just a joy to be around. She's funny. She's always cracking jokes and just saying the cutest, funniest things. And maybe it's just because I'm her dad. I don't know, but I probably am biased. But she'll be back. She's running some, I don't know, she's doing some stuff in the house right now. But we'll get some of her input on all of this whenever she gets back. But let's keep watching. I think we get on another fish fairly quickly here. So I'm just going to keep rolling and kind of talking as this moves along. So the bait I was using, I learned later, there it is, there's a fish, and it's a pretty good one. It's shaking its head, and you can see it's pulling some drag, and I guess I'm enjoying the fight for a second, but I soon hand it off to her. She's ready and willing and waiting. So that's how pretty much the night went. I would get one on and hand it off to her, and I love doing that. I've had plenty of fun catching these things, and I'll have some more. But I really live to have Lily reel those fish in. It's just a lot of fun to watch her and listen to her as she's reeling one in. We didn't bring a net, so I guess the last time I went fishing with a buddy of mine back in January, and we got on same thing. We got on some hybrids and white bass. We were at a different lake. We were at Lake Waco, a whole different situation. But we were using the net, and that's the last time I remember using the net. And I guess it had to have blown out of the boat when we were traveling back to the boat dock, or it blew out of the boat when I was driving back home. I doubt anybody took it. I don't know what actually happened to it, but it's gone. And so I learned that on the way this trip, with coronavirus going on, we couldn't just stop anywhere and pick up a net, without a lot of, having to go in and worry about folks, and I don't know if we had anything to cover our faces with. And anyway, I just made do with what I had, and I had one of those lippers right there, as you can see. That's a pretty nice hybrid, but it worked great. You just kind of have to wear the fish down and reach down and grab it with that lipper and get the lure out. That's one of the dangers of fishing at night is treble hooks. Crankbait's got 2 of them, and usually they're pretty sharp. And the net simplifies things. You just scoop it up. Get the lure out of the fish's mouth, and then you got the net, and you can either return it back to the water. And that's usually what we do with hybrids. They're not very good table fare, in my opinion. And they're just a lot of fun to catch. They don't reproduce since they're hybrids, and so we usually return those back unharmed. White bass, that's a different story. There's so many of those things. I mean, every boat dock we went to that night, and you can tell it's starting to get dark. All the lights are coming on. You can just see a row of lights, and there are, I don't know how many hundreds, maybe even in the thousands, boat docks lining that lake because it's just such a huge lake, And so I was targeting boat docks that were in 10-plus foot of water. But honestly, it didn't matter. I went to some that were in shallower. We found some with underwater green lights, and that's just fun. Anytime you see fish swimming through the lights, it's just so fun. I just can't describe it. You just have to get out there and try it. And we're going to go back soon, and this time we will know about this audio thing, and we'll actually be able to record. And watching this again, it really, it just kind of bums me out that we weren't able to get, the action of the audio in the moment, because it was a calm night. There wouldn't have been probably much wind noise, but this is okay. I mean, we're able to kind of commentate. I just hope it's not boring to watch. I'm gonna move along pretty swiftly, because I think it's going to get pretty dark, and I don't think we're going to be able to see anything. And so I'm going to quit rambling. Lily will be back, and we'll talk some more as things are going on here. And, one thing I want to point out. So this crankbait I'm throwing right now, although I did just catch 2 fish, it was a pretty deep runner, 8 to 10 foot of water. And so you could pause it, and you could kind of make it run a little shallower, but I was actually going under the fish. And I was getting some slap at it. I wasn't getting a tremendous amount of hookups. There's one there. And so after I switched, and later on, I don't know what the light situation will be like, but I switched to one that runs about 4 to 6 foot, and instantly just changed the game. I mean, it was like every cast catching fish. And so depth really matters. And I probably wouldn't have been able to see that. I would have figured it out in a different way, but I wouldn't have been able to see that if it weren't for the live scope. I could actually see my bait running in the water. I could see the fish schooled up. They were suspended, and they were suspended about from 2 foot deep to 6 foot deep. And that first bait, I was running right under them. And if I got close enough to one, it would chase it. But when I switched that other bait, and it'll be later on in this program, but when I switched to that other bait, it would pull right through them, and they would just annihilate it. I mean, it just changed everything. All right, so I'm going to fast forward here.
Now we're on the boat, and the lights are on, so we're just looking for fish right now. That what do you got to say?
Oh, so we have kind of started to figure out a plan that's working, a technique, and narrowing it down to the baits they want to bite. And I don't know how good the video quality is going to be. We didn't really. This is all just very new to us. Mm-hmm. We didn't really mess with the settings on the camera to capture night. To capture a low light situation like we're in. So I mean, we this thing might end up being shorter than what we thought, especially with no audio, because that, to me, that's the best part when you get to nighttime and Lily's reeling in these fish.
She's probably telling a story right there.
I guarantee you, yeah.
That's why I'm videoing.
Yeah, I guarantee you, she's telling a story.
She has a fish.
Yeah, you got a fish there now.
Our wife is with us. Well, Dad's wife is with us.
Our wife is with us.
That's a pretty good.
Dad's wife.
Look at that fish, Lily.
Pretty good white bass.
I called it a striper because it had stripes on it.
Yeah. So
that was a quick keeper, by the way.
Yeah, and how many keepers did we keep in all? Do you remember the count?
Well, we caught like about 40, but we didn't keep all of them. So
right.
We probably kept about like 30 or 20.
I think we kept 20. I think is what I claimed was 20. And,
but we have a lot to eat. We still haven't. Have we ate them all?
No. The limit on white bass, in case you don't know, is 25 per licensed person. And my wife has a license. I have 2. I also have a guide's fishing license. But I just...
Yeah, he likes catching fish, by the way. And one day, he's going to be like, ooh, look at all these fish. So that's why he has an extra license, because he's going to be ready for like 1 million fish one day.
I'm pretty sure I can still just keep 25. But I'm not greedy. 20 fish is plenty to go home and clean the next day, especially after you spent all night fishing and you're ready just to take a nap.
I didn't take a nap, by the way. I don't like taking naps.
You didn't?
Uh-uh.
She slept on the way home.
The lights
Oh,
are
yeah.
really pretty, aren't they? I have to say that. It's really a shame that we don't have the audio because it would be.
Hey, but we still.
We do have.
On the end, 'cause we
That's
switched
true.
GoPros, but you don't have that on here yet, right?
So Angel just mentioned that we did have a So we have two GoPros. We have a Hero 4, and then we have the GoPro 5
Yeah.
Black. And the one that you're currently watching was on the Hero 5 Black, and the 4 didn't have an updated accessory microphone. It was just the microphone that the camera comes with, and so we have audio with those. So we'll actually have some video that will have some audio, and I don't know how many we actually have, but
Yeah, we have.
it's not in here.
What's not in here?
No, that video camera, but as we work through it, we'll have that. You don't have to go get it.
She wants water.
Okay. Yeah. So that's a bit of good news. We do have a different camera with some audio.
Yay! Okay, in these last few parts, well, we're pretty much showing the same thing. So we're probably just going to talk more than talk about what we're doing. We're going to talk about like other things. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. Well, I think the point she's trying to make is we know what was going on, obviously, because we lived it, but it's just hard to see, and without the audio, it's hard for us to really pick up the moment as it was happening. So I think from here forward, what we'll do is, Angel, as she mentioned, the other camera, we were able to capture audio along with the video, so we're going to put that card in, and so from here on out, as I've stated earlier, we'll have audio. So we're going to cut it right here, and we'll let it play with the rest of the stuff on the other camera.
Okay, there we go. Lily, what time is it?
It's 12:20, I think.
12:20. Look, and Daddy has a fish behind you, and he's still catching fish.
I know, right? But that's 13 now, so.
13 keepers.
We're just on our little things. I'm in different clothes.
What are we playing?
We're playing Uno.
Uno.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
How many in all?
20, but it's not 20. It's not 20.
About 20.
I'm gonna go count, guys. Let's go. Come
Well, even if you count, that doesn't say in all because we put some back. That's why he's saying 20.
I'm gonna go count how many we actually
That's
have.
not videoing. That's just the flashlight. Okay.
Oh.
13.
13.
We got 13 already.
13 keepers.
It's really dark out. We have our lights on our number. So we're just chilling. We got our sleeping bags out. It's really, really cold out.
It's not really, really cold,
It's
but
actually really, really cool. Mama, you have to get 2 cards.
Oh, Lily, come here.
Oh my, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
I'm all wrapped up, but I can get.
Come on, buddy. Come on, Daddy.
Yeah, I'm trying to get up so I can get it back. I'm all wrapped up.
Here's a hybrid. Let me see this part.
Come on, buddy. Come up here. Come on.
He's mad.
Oh, hey.
Hey. Yeah, he's gonna be a hybrid now.
Oh.
Yeah, hybrid. All right, that's good. No more. I got it from here. Let me do it.
Come on, buddy. Is that the one we can't keep?
Yeah.
Because they don't taste good. Oh, he's mad. Oh, that's a big hybrid.
Yeah, here, Mama. Hold that while I get these hooks out of him.
He's a mad boy.
He's mad because he got all these hooks in him.
Oh! Stop. Stop it. You can't tell fish what to do. They don't listen.
They don't listen. They're kind of like kids.
Not this kid. This kid does her list of chores every day.
Or list of chores.
Except when people are over, okay? That's not fair.
That's a good fish.
Yeah.
I know, right? Is that a striper?
Here, you want to take a picture and holding it?
Yeah.
Really?
Let me
A snapshot.
let me get
Of
you
the
on
biggest
here.
fish
But now
ever.
let me okay, I'm gonna turn this off. Or set it.
Hybrid or what? You feel good?
A white? Keep her white?
Yeah.
Wet bass, guys. It's a wet bass. So is that a keeper?
Yep.
Yay. Guys, did y'all just hear that splash? And did you just see
This
me
one goes in
fall?
the live well.
It's so wiggly on the boat.
So what?
Wiggly. It's so wiggly on the boat. Alright, give Dad those back so they stay located.
Okay, Mama, let's try to play the game now.
Okay.
Guys, you go back on like part 43000 of 99. But yeah, bye. Mom's looking at my cards.
Oh yes. I'm cheating.
You're cheating. You're cheating.
It's pulling drag.
Oh, Jack.
Oh, that's a good fish right there, baby girl.
Ooh.
Drag forward. Okay, that's good. That's good on reeling. That's good on reeling. Enough line. Reel a little more. A little more.
A little more. You still got it?
Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Big old hybrid. That's a big hybrid.
Real big?
Let's try and get him in the boat.
He's a big one. Yeah, he's a full drag.
Big as I thought, but he's pretty strong.
He's fat.
Yeah, he's pretty good size, isn't he?
Is he a keeper?
Yeah, but he's the wrong kind of fish.
Why? You can't eat him.
It's not tasty. They just don't taste good. I've cooked them before.
We could sell them to people and then see if they. Oh, yeah. We could sell them to people and maybe they might not like them, but we still got our money.
The American way. Take a picture next to that fish. Here you go.
Oh.
Ooh, this
Let
is
me
a
get
heavy.
Get it on video first. Turn them sideways.
This is our fish. Is a big one.
Okay. All right, now let me
Get
set
a
this
picture.
down. I'm gonna take a picture with this.
Okay.
All right, real still again.
Bye bye, buddy.
We don't have a net that big. We lost our net that was that big.
Not a good hybrid.
Yeah, so much to If you're out there, give it back.
You should have had your clicker for the hybrids.
Yeah, Billy,
Yeah.
go hit the clicker.
What clicker?
Go hit it twice.
What clicker?
Oh.
What clicker?
How come only twice?
Well, because I've been just marking how many fish. I haven't done it the last one.
That's a big one, Lily.
Pretty good size one.
Where is it? What's the clicker?
Just here. You want to come up here? Or
Here, come take a picture with Mama.
Like, what's the clicker? What's the clicker?
okay, hold that one up for the video where I can see it. Turn them sideways a little bit. There we go. Look at that big old fish. Look at that cute little face.
Okay.
All right, hold on. But it didn't. You're recording right now. See, Lily?
Guys, we're reading a book, and this is horrible light. Fish are over there. We're gonna say bye-bye right now because it's not good light, and yeah.
Guess what time it is now?
What? What if it's 1 o'clock, guys?
Is that the way that you ever stayed up? Look at what time it is.
What time?
1 o'clock. Right up at
Wait,
the top.
where?
Up at the top. Left
1
corner.
o'clock. Guys, we made it to it. I never stayed up to 101.
Till 101.
Because it's 101 right now. Like, never.
I've seen the sun come up before. Sleeping all night.
Really, Mom? I'm snuggling.
Are you going to sleep?
No.
Oh, man.
What, Mom?
Oh, man.
What?
Thought you were going to sleep so I could come snuggle by you.
No. What time is it?
I don't know. What time are you trying to stay up to?
I don't know, 3 or something.
3 or something? It's 1:15.
Wow, y'all hear that? It's 1:15. And we're still out here fishing. We're probably only like right here.
Think we're the only ones out here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Sounds cool.
You're cold, me too. But the sleeping bag helps. You're on.
Good morning. What's cracking? How'd you sleep?
Me?
Yeah.
Fine. I wasn't ready to wake up, but now I'm up.
I wasn't ready either. But I'm up.
We can't see you.
It's a little windy. It's cool. We're gonna head back before it gets real windy. It's about 5:20?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Slept through the night. I didn't go to bed till 2.
You didn't stay that much later than us,
No,
I
not
guess.
really.
Because it was like after 1, wasn't it? When we.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear you. The only time I heard you was when you threw that fish on me.
Found my shoes.
Oh, yeah, I don't want mine to blow out. Lily's are in the.
Right there.
I'll put mine under here because I'm staying in the sleeping.
We made it through the night.
should.
I'm gonna head home.
Let me get a picture. Her seat's on the other side.
We can get the rabbit in the house with you again.
She's on the other side.
Hmm.
I want to get a picture, but you have to be really still.
Her picture.
Yeah. Okay. She made it. I guess she had a good idea.
Lean yours forward. Just make that lean forward.
Is that fine? You ready to do it again?
You ready to do the challenge?
Yeah, next time I want to know if there's any rain so we don't have to wake up as early.
You want to do what?
You know, if there's rain on the radar because I don't
I
want to
know.
wake up.
I don't blame you.
Right.
It'd have been better if we could have woke up at 7
Yeah.
or 8.
Next time
or 10.
Next time we won't be so gung-ho and we'll wait until the weather's a little better. I mean, the weather was actually nice, but while we were here, at least.
It can pop up any minute probably, and
Well, that's not worth
who wants
risking
to
it.
do all this when it's thundered and lightning and then drive home again.
Well, you don't want to scare her the first time you do it. All right, let me go make sure we got all the rest of the stuff. See you later.
That wraps up this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun making it. We had to get up early that morning because there was a threatening thunderstorm. We wanted to get home, get things put away before that got to us. We did fry some delicious fish a few days following. And yeah, if you like this video and you want to see more, hey, hit the like button and maybe subscribe. We're going to keep doing this regardless, but we'd love for you guys to follow along and just watch us as we go out as a family and make memories and catch a few fish. So hope you enjoyed it. Till next time.